Hi everybody, this is Mike. In this video, we're going to practice listening comprehension skills. Hola a todos, en este video vamos a practicar nuestras habilidades de comprensión de escucha. Bienvenidos a la tercera y última parte de nuestra charla, la charla que tuvimos Camilo y yo. Recuerden que ninguno de los dos es hablante nativo, por lo tanto, tengamos en cuenta 3 puntos que son muy importantes cuando comenzamos a practicar la conversación. Primero, dejar el miedo a hablar. Tenemos que dejar el miedo a hablar, porque de otra manera nunca lo vamos a empezar a hacer. Segundo, perfect kills good. No nos preocupemos por cometer errores. Cometamos errores, de hecho, ya sea para nosotros después corregirnos nosotros mismos si caímos en cuenta de los errores, o si en el caso de que estemos hablando con algún hablante nativo o otra persona que también habla inglés, le decimos, si ves algún error, me lo corriges, en fin. No nos preocupemos por errores. Cometiendo errores es que aprendemos. Y tercero, el acento no importa. La pronunciación es importante, pero el acento no. Y finalmente nosotros, como hablantes no nativos, cuando estemos hablando con hablantes nativos, cometeremos errores y pronunciaremos cosas raras, pero en contexto nos van a entender que en últimas es lo que importa. La comunicación es lo que importa. Así que los dejo con la tercera parte de este video de mi charla con Camilo. I remember also the fact that we had so much fun en el patio, at the galpón.
Yes.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. I
And we were playing football there. You
Yeah, it
remember
was crazy.
there
It
were
was crazy.
some
Yep. I never played
tournaments.
football because I've never been into sports actually, but I remember watching them whenever they had like a jam session with guitars because they used to do that also too. I was around there watching, so but it was so funny. Camilo,
Yeah.
do you think those memories have maybe changed the way you think now when you go back and think about those experiences? Have they impact somehow your life?
Certainly, Miguel. I think that those memories will always be there, and that's why I think that I see, to be 100% honest with you, that's why, to a great extent, that's why I see world so different than many other people from my cohort, because they were experiencing so many different things that I did. So then I know that I am who I am, and I do the things I do now to great extent thanks to those experiences. I will never regret having gone to a public university. I will never regret spending so much time there. I will never regret doing those things because they make you a person. They make
Sure.
you being thankful, because then when you see, when you can say, yeah, Camilo is living in the Netherlands and everything there is fine. So yes, I but I see is true that I know, and I still appreciate a lot security. I still appreciate a lot good education. I still appreciate a lot being punctual, and things like that. That you say, okay, yeah, I got some experiences that made me appreciating what I have, because I know that I was privileged to have those things, even though I was studying on a public university in Colombia, because it's actually a very, very small percentage of the population who can make it to a public university. And to a private university is a different story, because then you need money to get in, mainly, not only, but mainly money to get in, right? But public universities then is really, really super strong filter, right, to get there. Mhm.
Camilo,
So
yeah, we give a lot of things for granted, and back then perhaps we didn't really appreciate the wholeness of the importance of being there. But of course, as you said, those experiences made us what we are right now. And
definitely.
keeping a little bit, changing subject a little bit because we're pretty much getting to the 15-minute limit. Um, would you mind speaking a little bit about your family? How did you meet with your wife?
It was really funny, but to make
Because
a
she's from well, let me to give a little bit of context,
Mhm.
because we already talked about this a little bit in the other video, but perhaps people who are watching this video haven't watched that yet. Your wife is from Germany, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly, exactly.
how was that experience?
Yeah, actually, the two of us, we were living here in the city, in Maastricht, the city where we met, right? But
Back in
in 2005.
2005. Okay.
Five. So then we met here. She was working. She was just starting to work at the hospital. I was working already for Ericsson, and we got to know through friends. But the funny thing is that the day when I met her was the day when Colombia got disqualified for the World Cup in Germany. You know, and we were really like swearing, no, because we were listening that time. There were no video transmissions of the broadcasting of the
Broadcasting.
games, so the only thing we could do back then was to listen the game on the radio,
Uh-huh.
through internet. And I was with a friend of mine listening to the game, and a very good friend of mine here. And then we were so disappointed. You know, say, okay, how could it be that the World Cup next door in Germany, right? And
Yeah,
we
and
here in the Netherlands, everything is around the corner for us. And Colombia gets disqualified. And then when the game finished, and it was like 11 p.m. or something, then who is my wife now, she called the girlfriend, that time the girlfriend, now the wife of my friend, and she said, yeah, I'm going to that party that will happen there in a castle. Would you come? And she said, let me ask. And she didn't ask us. She said, yes,
oh,
I will
okay,
go.
okay.
And then she said, okay, we go to a party now, and I will introduce you to a friend of mine, Camilo. She said, no, the girlfriend of my friend. And I met her
You never expected that.
no, exactly. I
Okay.
never expected that, to be honest. And the funny thing about languages actually is that when I met her, I spoke Dutch, not fluently, but I spoke Dutch, and then Dutch, not Deutsch, because Deutsch is German in
Yeah.
German, you know.
Okay.
But I spoke Dutch, and
Dutch.
then Dutch, and then when I met her, I told her that I didn't speak almost any Dutch. Therefore, our language is English, and we still nowadays we speak with each other in English, right?
Mhm.
And then and it has been pretty well. I think that that is one of the main things for us, not arguing so often, because the thing is that one kind of a disadvantage of speaking native language with your yeah, significant other, right, is that in your native language you express your emotions much more, right? But in speaking in with each other in English, that tampers a little bit the whole
Of course.
the whole
A few
dialogue.
notches.
Exactly. So that is I think from that perspective it has been pretty good. And one good thing is that towards our children, we have two children, and they are 11 and 9. Then they she always speaks in German. I speak to the with them in Spanish, always, independent on with whom we are, where we are, etc. And they speak with each other in Dutch, you know. So then and the funny thing is that when you ask them, okay, why you speak to each other in Dutch? Because your mother speaks German, your father speaks Spanish, and they say no, because Dutch is the language of the children.
Okay. Okay.
Because they see at school that the children are speaking in Dutch,
Oh, okay.
therefore they speak Dutch with each other, no?
Kindergarten is it's a word from Dutch, right?
From German,
From
from
German.
German.
Oh, from
Yeah,
German. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Kindergarten.
The funny thing is that in Germany they don't call the kindergartens
Oh,
kindergartens. They call
really?
them yeah, they call them kita, and
Oh, okay.
that we can make a video about it.
You reminded me about the first time my best friend from the United States came here to Colombia, and the
Mhm.
first time he went somewhere to eat something, and they say, "Do you want some salsa americana?" And he was like, "Salsa americana? What's the salsa americana? I don't know. We don't have a salsa americana." I was like, "Never mind, never mind."
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly. But you are absolutely right, Miguel. The word as such, yeah, is a German word. So
kindergarten,
garden is
kindergarten,
jardín, and kinder is
kinder.
children, no?
Yeah, it has a sense of German, right?
Yes, yes,
Kindergarten, or like,
exactly.
yeah, not soft at all.
No.
Not really. Not for the kids. So she said Dutch is the language for kids.
And the children say that Dutch is the language of the children. Indeed, yeah, yeah. That's really funny. And at the beginning, we thought that with my wife, wrong enough, right? We thought that we could speak English with each other and they would never understand, right? And it was super funny situations
Remember,
that happened.
remember the 13th warrior. They're always
Yeah,
listening.
exactly.
They're always
Yeah,
listening.
correct, correct,
Our
correct.
brains are wired to do that. So, and they're
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, but it's definitely Miguel, and
Yeah.
the moment that we realized we couldn't speak or that the English was not like the hidden language for them was in a kind of a desperate moment. We needed to depart from our house, and but we couldn't find the keys. We
Okay.
couldn't find the keys. I don't know if it was of the house or for the car, but we were really looking for the keys, you know. And key is a word which is very different in all the languages. In Spanish, is llave,
Llave, llave.
right? In English, is key. So we were talking with my wife about looking for the keys, right? And then in German is Schlüssel, and
Nothing to do. Nothing to do with that.
in Dutch is Sleutel.
Sleutel.
So
Sounds great.
Sleutel, Sleutel, yeah. So then, and we were talking. Anne, have you seen the keys? And no, no, Camilo, I haven't found them. I haven't seen them. I'm looking for them. And then at one point on time, then our son, our oldest, he said, "I found the keys." I
Oh,
said,
like
"What?" And he got that we were
he was
looking
like,
for the
"Oops."
keys. Yeah. And then we say, "What?" So he could never have figured out, because you are talking about something that you are not seeing, you know, you are looking for something. So it's impossible that
Yeah.
he would have known what we were talking about unless he understood that the word key means llaves, you know, or means Schlüssel, right? So it was super,
And
super.
remember, that was not the first time he did that. That was the first time
No,
you
exactly.
realized he was doing that.
Of course, of
So
course. Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Yeah, really.
parenting is such a must be such a huge experiences. Um, Sadly, I hadn't had the opportunity. I haven't had the opportunity of being real a father or having that experience in a whole. But I think that's something that we can talk about in future videos if you don't mind, because I
I don't
think I
mind at
think
all.
I think we're pretty much near our time limit. So
Mhm.
Camilo, this is so great. It's been a pleasant experience, especially with the memories from college, speaking different things than the other video, which was more like, let's talk about education and language. This is more personal, on a personal level. It's been so cool having those memories back and those experiences that made us what we are now. So I really appreciate that, and thanks a lot for accepting my invitation and being here, sharing your life and experiences with us.
Anytime, anytime, Miguel. You know that if there is something, and that is something I forgot to say in this video, but I think I told you in the other video, is that I have a great feeling of gratitude, no, with the country, with the university, and with the yeah with the country in general, no. So I think that any initiative that will help Colombia or Latinos, you know, to get a to get better people, right? Because then this will make us better people. When you speak a second language or a third language, whatever, then you are simply opening your mind to new kinds of knowledge, and especially English, right? That the majority of the content on internet, for good or for bad, but I do hope that it's for good, is in English. Therefore, you will be able to understand many more things. Then,
Yeah.
first of all, you won't be dependent on what the news and some scattered sources of information will tell you. You will be able to at least go in the homepage of another diaries and newspapers somewhere else that will tell you more about the whole world, right? And even how the rest of the world looks at Colombia, for example, or Latin America, right?
Yeah.
So then in that sense, I think it's a great way to open your mind, right?
Okay, Camilo, I hope this is not going to be the last time. This is the second time. Hopefully, we're going to have a third and a fourth and so more. So thanks a lot and have a great day. Say hi to your family for me, please.
Thank you, Miguel. Also, regards to your family, and yeah, we stay in touch, and definitely count on me. I will definitely want to do these videos as long as we can coordinate on a timing. Then I will definitely be happy to do them.
Perfecto, espero que esto haya sido de utilidad para ustedes, que le hayan sacado provecho. Si necesitan repetir el material, repítanlo cuantas veces necesiten para revisar, practicar, mirar cositas. Si tienen dudas, me dejan un mensaje y yo estaré respondiendo en el menor tiempo posible. Si les ha gustado este video, recuerden darle like, compartir con sus amigos y si aún no lo han hecho, suscríbanse al canal, denle click a la campanita y de esa manera van a estar al día con los contenidos que estoy publicando constantemente. También les va a permitir poder participar en el chat en vivo, en las clases en vivo. Cada transmisión que haya en vivo solamente está disponible el chat para los suscriptores. Y de paso nos siguen apoyando con el crecimiento del canal. También recuerden que hay un sistema de membresías. De paso agradezco y saludo a las personas que ya están apoyándonos como miembros. Un abrazo muy especial y muchas gracias por ese apoyo. Y si quieren ustedes, si no lo han hecho, ustedes quieren participar, hay 3 niveles diferentes de membresías, lo cual les va a dar acceso a algunas cositas adicionales que yo pongo exclusivamente para ustedes en agradecimiento por ese apoyo. Así que muchas gracias por el apoyo que están mostrando. También a quienes dan like, eso es una manera también de apoyarnos, volviéndose suscriptores. Todo esto ayuda y da ánimo para seguir trayendo contenidos de calidad a ustedes. Así que recuerden que yo disfruto mucho este proceso, es algo que disfruto mucho, compartir todas estas cosas. Recuerden que hay un canal que he creado para enseñar español angloparlante, se llama Spanish with Mike. Todos los videos que pongo ahí son en inglés, así que pueden ir también, suscribirse y mirar esos videos para practicar sus habilidades de escucha y sigan aprendiendo, sigan estudiando. La perseverancia, la constancia, la dedicación y la disciplina son las claves para aprender cualquier cosa, en este caso un segundo idioma. Así que espero verlos pronto en otro video y nos vemos, cuídense, sigan estudiando, bye bye.